My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to the High Ascension grind for Slay the Spire for the Silent. Let's just pop that up to High Ascension. Obviously, was playing slightly off camera there. Which actually reminds me, something that happened while I was off camera is I got my 1000th hour in this game. Whee! So I'm officially over 1,000. 1,002 at the moment. Enemies in your next 3 combats for the 1 HP. I mean, that's probably not that bad. Helps me get a pretty good start on board. Especially if it gives me an elite. Alright, so I think I'm actually just gonna try and play much more conservatively than I have in the last couple episodes. Damn, not exactly what I was looking for there, unfortunately. Footwork, yep. Upgrade 2 cards, yep. Both of them were strikes. Eek, nice. So this is a removal, and then going this path guarantees that I get that elite for free, so... I miss out on Snecko Skull and Kunai as a result of having done that. Damn. I couldn't have known that I was going to miss out on good relics. I could have had bad relics there as well, right? So 6 of one, half a dozen the other on that one. Now I want Footworks and Neutralize both upgraded. I would have upgraded Neutralize if it wasn't for the fact that we know that we've got the single hit kill on these elites. Meat on the bone if your HP is out or below 50% at the end of combat, heal for 12 HP, as well as a steroid potion, dagger spray, and backflip. Both have a huge, huge role to play here. Who's our boss? Hexaghost. Okay. I may want to consider things like caltrops, should they appear. But out of the options that are currently here, the dagger spray feels like it's kind of essential for the next floor. Gremlin's madly shuffling. Tools to trade, neutralize. Would I take the tools to trade or the neutralize? I don't want to pair the ride, so it's possible that the next space was. Would I take the neutralize? Yeah, because a lot of the cards that I want to pick up in this deck, right, would be primarily defensive. So I'm thinking like leg sweep. I'm thinking like get my damage out in a way that it can also be done while I'm defending. So I'm thinking powers like Noxious Fumes. I'm thinking... caltrops. I'm thinking dash for the defense and a little bit of offense. I'm thinking that kind of general area. Crippling Cloud, especially. So all of these, save for the caltrops, are more expensive than base cards. That is to say, they are 2 cost. So to add a neutralize could help offset some of my energy issues at that point in the game, while also allowing me a little bit more flexibility here early. Now, unfortunately, I know that I can't get the sentries the next time I go to an elite, so the steroid potion dagger spray isn't going to be ridiculous like I was hoping. But I also don't have a deck that's stacked with skills, so I think with 32, especially with the ability to heal outside of it with the meat on the bone, and the fact that I want to lower my HP a little bit more before I go to the Hexaghost, I think I'm taking on another elite here. Shuriken, every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 strength. Well, now Blade Dance is... When adding cards to your deck, you may gain 2 max HP instead. Apparently, the Blade Dance is now one of the biggest things I could pick up, so that's nice. I'll have 3 attacks in the same hand relatively often. I think I'll be okay. Cool. Very much hoping the kill shot's the next round. So 11, 5, 8. 5, 8 is 13. 11, 13 is 24. Add 15, not enough. So I'm actually also going to drop a defense there. And then we have 6, 9, 12, definitely. Cool. Bottled Flame. Upon pickup, choose an attack card. At the start of each combat, that attack card will be in your opening hand. Do I want a Flying Knee or a Poison Stab? Kind of want the Flying Knee a little bit, but I also want defensive cards, like, really, really quickly. gonna take the flying knee. I'll bottle the neutralize just so that I can kind of mitigate a lot of early damage by enemies. I could try and go for another elite. It can't be Gremlin Knob, which is my worst elite. So I actually think I do that. Especially with these two potions. I think I'm reasonably situated to do this. Also, with the Bottle Flame, with the neutralize in the opening hand, we're more likely... Hang on. It's 8 block, so I'm fine. Hang on, I'm just calculating my damage. That's really unfortunate. I have to use, like, my max amount there. Yes. What was I saying? Something no doubt with importance and gravitas. Don't want an explosive potion of that. Cloak and Dagger? See, Dagger Spray benefits twice from the Shuriken. Cloak and Dagger gives us 2 attacks towards the Shuriken as well as provides a little bit of defense. So I think Cloak and Dagger has a place. I think Dagger Spray has a place. I think the Cloak and Dagger probably needs to be upgraded really, really quickly though. So if I attack 3 times this turn, I am waking the enemy up. Is there any time I can attack 3 times in a turn without waking the enemy up? My lowest attack is neutralized, so no. Alright. I've got to start building my strength, yo. Whew! Wowzers. Not exactly what I was hoping for. I was hoping to have neutralized in this hand, just in case you're wondering for what I was hoping. Whee! Alright, back below half HP. Oh no, we've only got 2 strength and dex now. I'm actually fully going to defend. I think I can full defend 2 rounds in a row and then be completely fine here. Well, mostly full defend 2 rounds in a row. That said, doesn't matter. Beautiful. Woo! Alright, Art of War. If you don't play any attacks during your turn, gain an extra energy next turn. There's the Caltrops and the 1,000 Cuts. Unfortunately, they've immediately lost favor because the Shurikens turned up. 1,000 Cuts does provide a little bit of AoE in a deck that wants to play a lot of cards. You want to play a lot of cards because you have the Shuriken, so you want to play a lot of attacks in a single turn, get that strength, that kind of thing. So 1,000 Cuts has a place, but I don't think its place is as important as any other thing, like just playing more attacks or playing more defense. Not yet, at least. Ooh, where's my dagger? There's the Dagger Spray. And I get 3 attacks out before the Dagger Spray. So the Dagger Spray is going to be 5 to all enemies. So I want to set everyone to HP values below 10. And then next turn I can kill. I'm going to take the Cloak and Dagger. It's another thing to get the benefit of the footworks, but again, it's also there for helping me power up my Shuriken. Unfortunately, we did miss the earlier pickup that we could have had. Hang on. I do need to get footworks out, unfortunately. I'm figuring that next turn, if I don't get a weakness, I'm probably going to Steroid Potion Hot. Never mind. Got a weakness. I think I'm actually probably still going to use both of the potions there. Vulnerability comes later, definitely. We defended from all but 1 damage this turn, which is not bad. Hell yeah. This is working. This is doing work. I mean, obviously, because this has a win condition now, and the win condition is just build Shuriken until my attacks kind of destroy everything. And that, I think, has been a lot of what we've been lacking in the Silent Run so far, and that is to say a well-defined, early, and useful win condition. Yeah, totally fine here as well. If I can hold on to that Fear Potion, I will. It's going to be really good for like an early Chosen next floor or something like that. Yeah, I was about to say, almost any hand should be able to kill here just with the amount of strength that we have. Adrenaline. It's extremely adrenaline. Storm of Steel requires that I have a large hand of cards that I want to throw away and get no action thereafter. So unless I have things that I synergize with discarding, then the Storm of Steel is a very expensive way to gain shivs. And though that does give me strength, unless it's being used as a finisher, which I do see its value as a finisher, I've run it recently. But unless it's being run as a finisher in this deck in particular, I'm just going to get destroyed by my enemies. So, Adrenaline. We actually, interestingly enough, we don't have that many energy problems because of the two neutralizers, the Adrenaline and the Flying Knee, and sometimes the Art of War, not always, but sometimes the Art of War. We can probably take the Ring of the Serpent here for 1 additional card per turn rather than the Philosopher's Stone, the extra energy. I do want an energy relic after the next boss, but I think I'm not defensive enough yet, and I do need enough time to grow my strength over the course of a fight, that is, that I should probably go with out for the Philosopher's Stone question. Is there anything in my deck that particularly wants me to lead to certain events in this area? Not really. This has like a really nice placement of its shot though, so that's gonna be good. Do I footwork or? Yeah. I'll still footwork. Helps me offset the ridiculous amount of damage that this target ends up doing. Yep, because we're frail. 12, 11's 23. Okay, no, that's not lethal. If I add in the Flying Knee and then do Dagger Spray last, so it gets 2 activations of the Shuriken, that's 10, 29. 29 plus 14 is 44. Enemies on 51. Yeah, so I'm not even capable of doing that. Oh, well. Dang. Just dang. I would really like Nunchaku in this run. That would be really, really, really powerful for us. I would have taken Predator if we were before the first boss, so I still had the possibility of picking up more energy, but we don't, so we won't. Yeah, just the 50 there. Thank you very much. I don't want to take any more damage. Just gonna go with the statistical. All right. Unfortunately, they are using their biggest attack on the first turn, but thankfully, I have weakness as well as extra damage. Extra energy, rather. So I am actually capable of defending myself against it. Damn. Yeah, I definitely don't want to take any more damage right now. Because it's entirely possible they turn around and do another 21, and then how am I going to respond to that one, right? I've always got to think another line down the road. Unfortunately here, if I want to full defend, I don't get to use the Shuriken. All right. After Image would be an amazing pickup. So would the Ornamental Fan. So would some especially pre-upgraded pickups of Blade Dance. Definitely going for the HP there. It's just whether or not I take the Explosive Potion over the Energy Potion. I think I do. Just because of the potency of AoE fights on this floor. Huh. If your HP is full, gain energy at the start of each turn. This would have been a great shot for me beforehand because I would take Dodge and Roll, Bouncing Flask, and then Runic Dodecahedron. The Dodge and Roll I probably still take, especially because, like, pre-upgraded, it's 8 for 1. It's not great. Upgraded, it's 12 for 1, which, okay, yeah, it's fine. And has both the benefit and downside of its distribution. Its distribution helps you to block the next turn if you suspect an attack is coming in next turn, but not this turn, but it also is less powerful as an upfront block. But the importance is that it is double affected by footworks, right? If I have footworks in play, then this is 7 block this turn, 7 block next turn, upgrades to 9 block this turn, 9 block next turn. Pretty big. I could also take the Centennial Puzzle, or even Toolbox, actually. Toolbox can totally be useful, it's just you don't want to rely on it. I'm actually a little worried here. I think maybe a lot of these things I don't even want. Not really. I think I just want them in the vacuum of having other things here that I wanted to buy. It's a problem. I'm probably just going to remove a default strike. I need the defense there still. And unfortunately, this does skew my deck a little more defensive than aggressive, so I'm going to have fewer attacks, so I'm going to trigger the Shuriken fewer times. It's going to be a very small impact there, though. So basically, I have to decide at this point, do I want to go for 2 elites, or do I want to go for 1? Because if I go to the left side, until this time, I can still decide to only take 1 elite, but after here, I'm locked into 2, right? After I go up here, I'm locked into 2. If I go on the left-hand side, then I can actually dodge literally all elites. That's Apparition. So I'll boss this floor, it's champ. I think with weakness in my decks, I can actually deal with the champ. I don't think I take apparitions. If I had extra energy, I think I would have taken the apparitions there. Do I read the book? This is actually one of the things I was thinking about when I got onto this stage, right? Before I went down the path that had a lot of question marks, whether or not I wanted the book, right? Nilre's Codex? Yeah, fine sometimes, I guess. Sure, whatever. So probably not super keen on that. Enchiridion? Is there any that I wouldn't play? Yeah, I probably wouldn't play Wraithform on turn 1 in a lot of fights. I think that's probably it, though. And then Necronomicon literally has no impact for us, so I think rather than lose the 16 HP and then take a book and then fight an elite in 2 spaces, I think the chance is like a 1 in 3 that I get a book that could be useful, and then the chance that it is useful is less as well. Whew. Preserved insect enemies in elite rooms have 25% less HP. That is one of the newer relics in the game. Quite pleased with it. Quite a big fan, in fact. Just blowing wind all over the place. If I'm willing to take 1 damage here, then I can upgrade my strength again. It's 1 damage and 1 wound in my deck, though. I think the strength upgrade is super important because this enemy kind of balls out of control pretty quickly. So it's ideally my job to prevent that from happening. So balling out of control myself faster than they can, well, that seems like a way to get that done. Here it's definitely 3 damage. Yeah, accept the 3 damage. I don't know if I would be capable of killing next turn. So would have had 40 damage with 1 less strength here, right? So 6, 11, 17. And then these would be 7 and 7. So another 14's 31. And one of them would be affected by a strength upgrade this turn. So yeah, it was... I mean, I could actually probably full block this turn as well, but if I wanted to kill on that turn, then that was the way to do it. Anchor is extremely powerful for us. Starting each combat with 10 block and the ability to apply weakness to a target that doesn't have artifacting is pretty damn big. Sucker Punch has a place. I don't think it has a place in diluting my Cloak and Daggers, especially when I already have 2 neutralizers in the deck, though. We're taking the max HP there. Both of these neutralizers need to be upgraded. They provide a disproportionate amount of our defense, and Oh, no. All right. We got to think now. Which is difficult, right? Because I don't do that much. I'm going to be killing the backliner first, so I'll double neutralize. Or rather, neutralize with the extra damage on the front line. So with the extra effect on the front liner, rather. So I have to decide whether or not I want to fight 2 gremlin knobs here. I do have a fear potion and an explosive potion. I think I would be... like maybe a 50% chance of succeeding? That might be a gross overestimation on my part as well. If I took the Apparitions event, I would definitely be taking this fight. I can say that much. Because I just Apparition for the first 5 turns. Do I want to do it? See, the Cloak and Daggers are the things that threaten me at the moment, right? Playing them buffs the enemies. I usually kill in like 3 or 4 turns, but 2 Grem... But the thing is, enemies in elite rooms, so I don't think they would count. I don't think it's an elite room. I think it's a normal combat, so I'm going to escape. Go here for the second upgrade on my neutralize. Those are super important because we're fighting the champ at the very end, by the way, as well. Yeah, not a huge fan of that. Dang Ascender's Bane. Jamming up all my hands. So 5 to all enemies twice means that I'm gonna need to invest some more damage into the Slaver on the front line. It's okay, we then get the kill, and this also protects me for next turn. Or rather, it protects me for 7 of the damage, which accounts for the Taskmaster next turn. Smallest allotment of damage that I can throw on the Slaver. 17, then 23 versus 24 from just shiving. In fact, it'd be 25 because of the shiv upgrade, so... those. All right. Got him. Omamori, negate the next 2 curses you obtain. Not bad. After Image and Terror both offered. Rough. I think the Terror is actually less important than the After Image. Stick with me. Stick with me for a second. At our highest aspiration, this deck plays a lot of attacks in a turn. The ability to get return for that is so big. Defense is definitely what's lacking from our deck, not our offense. I think it's definitely the After Image. I think it's not only definitely the After Image, it possibly might be an After Image upgrade right now. As much as I want the rest. It's a rest. It has to be a rest. Otherwise, I'm just probably dead to the cleave. As much as I want to get the footworks out this turn, can I? Take 3 damage to get the footworks out. Yeah. It was a little rougher when it was 8 damage, but 3, 9, I can respect 3. My ultimate goal here is to get strength basically every single turn. If not more than 1. I want to build up as much of that strength as possible before we knock the enemy down. So I can get... See, the thing is, I don't want to knock the enemy down yet, so do I want to strike in Dagger Spray? Like, really? Or do I want to sit around and gain more strength? This is difficult. Right now, I have to decide the pace of the battle. I actually don't know what it is. Do I fight faster or slower? Slower would be, again, just not playing anything that isn't contributing towards me getting strength, so that when we do inevitably get them over half HP, we can suddenly kill them. Is it that, or is it to because before they get to their second phase, they also buff themselves. So the longer they stay in their first phase, the more buff they get. Who's getting buffer faster? I'm getting buffer faster, but it matters more when they get buffer because I can only defend a certain amount, right? Whereas they're not really defending, so. I think it's the extra attacks. I don't like it, but I think it's the extra attacks. I could easily be wrong on that, and this is the only way I'm going to find out, unfortunately. This one's just going to be full defense, though. It's actually totally fine for that to even be full defense as well. Beautiful. Primarily owing to the fact that we have the extra energy next turn when we do that. In the Art of War. Oh, perfect time to get the weaknesses. Okay. So this is actually really, really, really good. We've got 2 weak and 2 vulnerability on us at the moment. The enemy's attacking. They're now below half. So this means next turn, they're going to purge their debuffs and buff themselves by, I think it's like 6 strength. But the turn after, my vulnerability and frail is gone, and then you try and execute. So you want to try and sync these up so that your vulnerability at the very least, although it's usually in tandem with the frail, wears off before the execute would come through. So you can see they're doing a buff rather than debuff this time. Attacking twice without getting a strength upgrade is risking my Art of War next turn. I might need the extra energy next turn, so I'm going to pass. There's 44 damage incoming. So I definitely want to play the Cloak and Dagger because it provides so much defense. Provides its own 9, then 10 for playing it, 11 for playing the Shiv 1, 12 for playing Shiv 2, right? So maybe it's fully defensive, right? 12, 8, 10, 20, 9 and 9's 38. That's without attacking at all. 38 without attacking at all is pretty good. Yeah, I think I lose this fight if I focus on the short term rather than the long term. And the long term is ultimately that we have this enemy on the ropes. We just need to cinch this one down. Okay, that's another buff. Well, I like that we've got the weakness available basically every single time. That's good. I feel like maybe some of those basic defense actually need to be upgraded. Probably not as a priority, right? But I think they do need to. There goes Champ. Liquid Bronze, don't really have a position here. Tools the trade, die. Die might help hasten a couple of the AoE fights. So it's like a more powerful dagger spray early, effectively. So taking that. So I desperately wanted energy here. This kills me. I immediately lose if I take this, by the way. So that's fun. Can't take the Velvet Choker. Snecko Eye kills me because all of my cards are low cost, right? So the reason the Velvet Choker kills me is I don't have any draw in this deck, save the Adrenaline, right? But that's once. It's that I have card generation. So playing Cloak and Dagger in both of its shivs is 3 cards, and then I have 4 other cards in my hand that might include a Cloak and Dagger or an Adrenaline, or I'm still incentivized to pick up Cloaks and Daggers and especially Blade Dancers, so it could include any of those as well. So this kills me. This kills me because all of my low-cost cards are much more likely to become more expensive than they are to become cheaper because you can't get cheaper than 0, and there's not that much cheaper than 1. So I literally have to take the Wrist Blade, which sucks because I desperately wanted extra energy. It does have a benefit in that I've obviously got the Shivs, so it's extra strength on those. Well, quote-unquote strength, right? Because strength is a point of damage, and this is 3 damage. So it's effectively like 3 strength only when I have Cloak and Dagger. I'm sure there's a differentiating factor there in terms of like weakness and like combining weakness and strength loss and stuff like that. But Sure, it's 3 extra damage, whatever, right? And then I've got the 2 neutralizers. I have to take it. I don't really have a choice. That's bad. That might have spelled the doom for this run, the fact that we can't get any extra energy. It's exactly 1 path with no elites. 2 paths with no elites, rather. Definitely going to be going a no elite path. 20 card deck. I can't stand up to the aggression of the Orb Walkers right now. Yeah, it depends on how the Nemesis goes, right? Would depend on how they attack and blah, 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 blah. But I could possibly kill the Nemesis. I could easily die to the Nemesis as well. And then the Giant Head I would actually be really good against. The Giant Head is the only elite fight on this floor that I feel entirely comfortable saying I would be able to take that fight. As much as I wanted to prioritize the repulsor so that it doesn't start throwing stuff into my deck like it's still doing. Yikes, this, that spike is going to be a problem. Our defense is often hard fought. I'll say that much. In the middle of saying something else entirely. Whoops. Yeah, that'll do. Awesome. That's a 2nd footwork. Our boss is Dono and Decker, so we've actually got our deck is pretty good for Dono and Decker. The thing is, with Dono and Decker, there's actually another consideration that we need to make. And that's that Dono and Decker put Dazed into our deck to make the fight more difficult. So the thicker I build my deck, the better I'm going to be against them. They also attack every turn until you kill one of them. So dodge and roll is never a dead card. It's just I don't think I can take the 2nd footworks with how many times I play things that aren't cloaks and daggers. All right, let's play an experiment where we visualize what this deck is after everything else is out of it. So the in-play deck is what I like to call it, right? So after Image and Footwork gets played, Adrenaline and Die get played, and Ascender's Bane burns itself out of my deck. So I would have Dodge and Roll, Cloak and Dagger Flying Knee, Dagger Spray, and then basically a basic deck. Obviously this deck wouldn't work without the Shuriken, but I probably need not tell you that the only reason I did this way is because we got the Shuriken. So it's not like I'm getting carried by the Shuriken. I am playing with the Shuriken. There is definitely one set of footprints in the sand, and it's remarkably pointy. Dodge and roll, though. I don't know. No, I can't. I need the things that I currently have to be more powerful rather than including more things just because of our energy considerations. The fact that there's both an Orb Walker, a Repulsor, and a Spiker in this area means that no way. No way I'm taking this combat. If it was, instead of Repulsor Spiker, it was Repulsor Repulsor, or Repulsor Exploder, or Exploder, I would be fine. It's the Spiker that's the big problem because I have to stall on it and I can't. There's a obvious reason not to stall. Backstab is actually interesting in that it's affected by the Wristblade. So the Wristblade does affect 0 cost attacks, right? And that is attacks that are 0 cost and attacks that become 0 cost as well. So the important thing about Wristblade is that you not think about it as a way to amplify your shivs. I kind of want to go like Infinite Blades, maybe even Nightmare. The thing is, Nightmare is too expensive, right? I can't play a Nightmare and then stay around for a while. But Infinite Blades giving me a shiv every single turn is a fair amount of damage, not just because of the Wristblade, but because of the Shuriken, and contributes to me getting more damage. As much as I want defense, I think I take both of those. I think I actually just take the strike out effects. Do we have a later shop on this path? We do. We have a shop in literally the final space. Okay, so here's a strategy that can occasionally just straight up win you a run. I am going to discard that potion and take the ancient potion. Now, if I get a dex potion in the final shop, sure, I'm fine with that. If I get a speed potion, I get to keep that 5 dex that it gives me through the entire combat. Same with a steroid potion. And strength, obviously, in that case. Oh, wow. What are they doing? They intend to block and use a buff. What is... The Darklings have been changed? Alright, well, I want to hit that on someone who's, you know, gonna be buffing. What the heck is this? They get 2 strength now! Game. We didn't exactly discuss this. Now I'm just taking 15 damage this turn. I can't. I can't avoid that. Ugh. This is... cool. So we do that, and then that. Alright. Now this Darkling, 36 HP, single hand. Yeah, this will do it. If it was a different deck, it would be footwork, and I would have taken all 3 footworks and I would be so happy, but we have so few cards in our deck that engage with the footwork. No. Gosh. It's going to be so long before I get any more artifacting down on the Spirit Guardian, because I basically have to wait for my neutralizers to come back. So instead, I'll kill the frontliner there. Is it after image or footwork? Because no matter what it is, it's, you know, double cloak and dagger, attack a bunch. What's the rest of my deck? 3 direct defense cards in there. 6 non. Alright, so the after image is probably going to provide me more defense ultimately than the footworks will in the next 2 turns. And I'm going to base my decision on that. Alright. Well, as long as we get below, what? It's 36, so I need to take 1 more damage. Damn it, if I play 1 more... I can take damage to this Spiker. In fact, I probably will end up doing that. Yeah, fine. Play this. Taking 1 more damage means that the Meat of the Bone is activated, so I would actually heal up for more at the end of the battle. See, you're dead to the AoE. It's just I can't play a bunch of it because then the Spiker punishes me. Again, I've got to remind myself, I am okay with taking exactly 1 damage. Nope. I can get a better hand. Now I get to take my 1 damage. Now I just need to defend 15 and then attack it all. Got him. So you can see the meat on the bone healed me to 48. It would have just left me on 37 otherwise, so it's a huge benefit to watch that. Blade Dance. Not only is it Blade Dance, but we can immediately upgrade After Image. That looked like it was setting up for... Not only is it, we immediately upgrade something else instead. Not a bad opening to a combat. Ooh, the double summon, though. How cruel. I'm just gonna, like, not have that happen, though. So, that's fun. Hey, 36! Wait, it's not 36 I need to be on anymore. Wait, what? Hang on. I got... it's 38. 38? 39. Oh, well. Oh, right, because I turned down a card, so I increased my max HP. I was wondering why it was different. Footwork's in my last 2 cards, unfortunately. That resummon. I actually probably had the kill on the Reptomancer in the main line there. Whoops. Yeah, I almost certainly did. Well, got him this time. I gave some consideration to outmaneuver, but I actually think it wouldn't oftentimes trigger. So I can get an energy next turn, or I can get another strength. I hate that I'm not going to be able to use the Ancient Potion here to prevent this. Which is to say I'm about to be entangled for, yeah, 15 damage. It's pretty insane at the higher levels. I think I'm gonna Swift Potion now. So now I have the option to play 2 defends. Could even play a 3rd. Next turn's gonna suck though. Unless you're doing a debuff or a buff or something like that. This Constriction is really, really rough for us. Yeah, I'm gonna take a lot of damage 1 turn at least, so fine. That's the turn. Well done, you did the damage to me. And now it's time for you to burn. Got him. Yeah, that was really rough. We need to not take damage in a lot more fights now. See, Finisher... In an average hand, I play like 3 attacks, so Finisher is 1 energy for upgraded is 8 by 3 is 24 plus 3 times any amount of strength that I have at that point. 24, is that worth? See, it's never going to be like 100 or anything like that. I think the Finisher ultimately will help. Orichalcum is never going to be useful. At all. Better we know that sooner rather than later. Got the backliner extremely close to death because they're getting the buff, so we're knows? Might be necessary. It's definitely not looking necessary at the moment. I'm thinking like infinite blades, dodge and roll. There's no need to dagger spray. Actually kind of need the extra energy. With no AoE currently. Definitely very much looking for just immediate damage. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's okay though, we only just get below our HP. That is to say our HP is value. One second. Cool. So I actually get the meat on the bone healing as well. Nice. Masterful Stab, I take damage too often. I can't utilize the Masterful Stab effectively. How many things are still necessary to upgrade? Well, Blade Dance is definitely. I want to rest before the boss, though. At least one more time. I can take the HP as well as Writhe here, because it just burns itself. That's really good. That actually may have helped me win. Oh. Gosh. The hell is this? What deck can deal with that on turn 1? They're all defended as well. All right, yeah, I don't agree with that one. It feels like these are being tuned up, which is the wrong direction for their balance to go in my personal and honest opinion. One down. Yeah, they've got 10 strength. You're lucky that my deck is ridiculous. Well, I guess so am I. See, the backstabs are good for the non-boss enemies. It's the boss enemies you gotta watch out for, though, so I don't take this backstab. We don't. I got the speed potion. And then I'll take blow. We win. I don't mean to be cocky about it, but I am almost certain that we now win. Ancient potion, speed potion, and then we take the after image. We want to weaken the frontliner, but more so we want to kill Donu, and these actually deal a significant amount of damage. That is to say, the neutralizers. So. Yeah, this is before I even get my... Oh, gosh. Yay, I get to get 2 block for next turn. This is before I even get my footwork out, though. So yeah, it's only going to get more buck wild. Well, the defend is always going to be the maximum amount that it does for me right now, so whatever. And I want to flying knee. I definitely want to finish her as well. I mean, there's not really too much to debate about this. In fact, there can be exactly 0 debate. I got to play exactly that turn. Ooh. Yeah, full block this turn, 12 block next turn. Yeah, that 8 decks. Yeah, this is what I was worried about, a finisher just being completely underwhelming. I kind of do want to attack 2 more times because then I can kill Donu next turn. Oh god, that may have been a wrong decision. I'm about to take a bunch of damage because of that decision. Oh gosh, I hope it was correct. 19 in AoE. You've got 19 HP. So. Donu's down, deck is still up. And we're on the second shuffle through of the deck, so we've got to be wary of the possibility of running into a lot of days. We've got 2 days still left in the deck. Perfect. Blur's kind of useless. Actually, I guess if I draw it on the turn before they attack, it's not useless. And now we're going to be able to kill with the finisher. Finisher doing exactly 4 damage. Well, my name! Oh gosh, don't you dare crash. 1,301. That's a lot. That's a lot. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you next time. Got him!